I am pleased to announce that effective immediately, all worthy and able young men who graduated from high school or its equivalent, regardless of where they live, will have the option of being recommended for missionary service beginning at the age of 18 instead of age 19. I repeat what prophets have long taught, that every worthy, able young man should prepare to serve a mission. Missionary service is a priesthood duty, an obligation the Lord expects of us who've been given so very much. Young men, I admonish you to prepare for service as a missionary. Keep yourselves clean and pure and worthy to represent the Lord.
The Lord wants every young man to serve a full-time mission. Not only should a mission be regarded as a priesthood duty, but every young man should look forward to this experience with great joy and anticipation. What a privilege, what a sacred privilege to serve the Lord full-time for 2 years with all your heart, might, mind, and strength. You could do nothing more important. School can wait, scholarships can be deferred, occupational goals can be postponed. Yes, even temple marriage should be achieved after a young man has served an honorable full-time mission for the Lord.
What we need now is the greatest generation of missionaries in the history of the church. We need worthy, qualified, spiritually energized missionaries who, like Helaman's 2,000 stripling warriors, are exceedingly valiant for courage and also for strength and activity, and who are true at all times in whatsoever thing they are entrusted. Listen to those words, my young brethren: valiant, courage, strength, active, true. We don't need spiritually weak and semi-committed young men. We don't need you to just fill a position. We need your whole heart and soul. We need vibrant thinking, passionate missionaries who know how to listen to and respond to the whisperings of the Holy Spirit. This isn't a time for spiritual weaklings. We cannot send you on a mission to be reactivated, reformed, or to receive a testimony. We just don't have time for that. We need you to be filled with faith, hope, charity, and love, with an eye single to the glory of God. We expect you to have an understanding and a solid testimony of the restored gospel of Jesus Christ. We expect you to work hard. We expect you to be covenant makers and covenant keepers. We expect you to be missionaries to match our glorious message. Tonight, we call upon you, our young brethren of the Aaronic priesthood, to rise up, to measure up, and to be fully prepared to serve the Lord.
Do you feel like you were uniquely called to your mission?
Absolutely, absolutely. I had lots of different experiences where, for purposes of the mission and the people, the elders that I was working with, from that to where me getting sent here specifically with my mission president, just moments that it was so strategically planned by the Lord for so many different people?
Definitely. I feel like there was a purpose for me specifically to be there.
I do. There were people that I think I was able to talk to maybe in a way that other people couldn't.
I'm not as much of an outgoing person, and the people were very inviting, very accepting of missionaries.
Certain talents that the Lord prepared me for.
I feel like the Lord prepared me through sports and through becoming Eagle Scout and the Boy Scouts and striving to work hard and being called to serve a mission in Africa. They put me through trials and things I had to do. I had to walk a lot. I had to shower out of a bucket of water. And it was tough, but I think the Lord prepared me for that.
I got the feeling that I was supposed to be there.
Each apostle holds the keys of the kingdom and exercises them at the direction and assignment of the president of the church. Elder Eyring was assigning missionaries to their fields of labor, and as part of my training, I was invited to observe. I joined Elder Eyring early one morning in a room where several large computer screens had been prepared for the session. There was also a staff member from the missionary department who'd been assigned to assist us that day. First, we knelt together in prayer. I remember Elder Eyring using very sincere words, asking the Lord to bless him to know perfectly where the missionaries should be assigned. The word perfectly said much about the faith that Elder Eyring exhibited that day. As the process began, a picture of the missionary to be assigned would come up on one of the computer screens. As each picture appeared, to me it was as if the missionary was in the room with us. Elder Eyring would then greet the missionary with his kind and endearing voice. "Good morning, Elder Ryer," or "Sister Young, how are you today?" He told me that in his own mind he liked to think of where the missionaries would conclude their mission. This would aid him to know where they were to be assigned. Elder Eyring would then study the comments from the bishops and stake presidents, medical notes, and other issues relating to each missionary. He then referred to another screen, which displayed areas and missions across the world. Finally, as he was prompted by the Spirit, he would assign the missionary to his field of labor. From others of the 12, I have learned that this general method is typical each week as apostles of the Lord assign scores of missionaries to serve throughout the world. Having served as a missionary in my own country in the Eastern States Mission a number of years ago, I was deeply moved by this experience. Also, having served as a mission president, I was grateful for a further witness in my heart that the missionaries I had received in New York City were sent to me by revelation. After assigning a few missionaries, Elder Eyring turned to me as he pondered one particular missionary and said, "So, Brother Rasband, where do you think this missionary should go?" I was startled. I quietly suggested to Elder Eyring that I did not know, and that I did not know I could know. He looked at me directly and simply said, "Brother Rasband, pay closer attention, and you too can know." With that, I pulled my chair a little closer to Elder Eyring and the computer screen, and I did pay much closer attention. A couple of other times as the process moved along, Elder Eyring would turn to me and say, "Well, Brother Rasband, where do you feel this missionary should go?" I would name a particular mission, and Elder Eyring would look at me thoughtfully and say, "No, that's not it." He would then continue to assign the missionaries where he had felt prompted. As we were nearing the completion of that assignment meeting, a picture of a certain missionary appeared on the screen. I had the strongest prompting, the strongest of the morning, that missionary we had before us was to be assigned to Japan. I did not know that Elder Eyring was going to ask me on this one, but amazingly he did. I rather tentatively and humbly said to him, "Japan?" Elder Eyring responded immediately, "Yes, let's go there." And up on the computer screen, the missions of Japan appeared. I instantly knew that the missionary was to go to the Japan Sapporo mission. Elder Eyring did not ask me the exact name of the mission, but he did assign that missionary to the Japan Sapporo mission. Privately in my heart, I was deeply touched and sincerely grateful to the Lord for allowing me to experience the prompting to know where that missionary should go. At the end of the meeting, Elder Eyring bore his witness to me of the love of the Savior that he has for each missionary assigned to go out into the world and preach the restored gospel.
Any advice you'd give to the young men that are thinking about serving a mission?
I think my mission was the most important thing to me that ever happened. I would, like I said, I would go again if I could. It was, I don't know, more, I can't really define it. It was so important to me that it changed my life.
Just go. Just go. Remember to be yourself.
And you can serve other people, but I can't think of really anything better that you could do with your time for that kind of experience in that amount of time.
Prepare yourself by reading the scriptures every day and study the Preach My Gospel manual.
Just to study the scriptures and gain a solid testimony of why they know this church is true, and a more solid testimony of Joseph Smith and Christ.
I could have prepared myself even more spiritually than I had.
Any 2 years in your life before or since will never compare to the experiences, the opportunities, the growth, the service, the love, the Christ-like opportunities that you have on your mission. It doesn't compare to anything else.
Go. Do what a prophet counsels you to do. Fulfill your priesthood responsibility, and it will bless your life more than anything else could do at that point in time in your life.
Do it hard, do it well, and put everything into it.
Do it. Pray earnestly to their Father in heaven, to rely on Him, to not think about themselves, but to think about the person the Lord wants them to be.
Do it. It's the best thing in the world. I could really say it was the best 2 years of my life.
It's the best 2 years for the rest of your life. It really is.
The primary answer is read your scriptures, go to church. But I mean, more than just doing the motions, actually do what it says. Think about it. Think about what it means to them.
Prepare early. Live righteously and be righteous. Because in the mission, that's what makes the difference.
Would you go again?
Absolutely. In a moment.
If I could, I would drop everything and do it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great experience. I'd definitely go again.
Yeah, I would definitely go again.
Of course.
Yeah, I would. I would go again.
Oh, yeah.
Right now. Yeah, I loved it, so had to go again, yes.
In a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
I would. I actually was talking with someone just a few minutes ago about how I wish I could go.
I would. Oh yeah, in a heartbeat.
Oh, tomorrow.
I would. Definitely. Oh, in a heartbeat.
What did you do last Saturday?
Last Saturday I worked half the day.
Last Saturday, we probably did family chores.
I forget.
Yeah, Last Saturday, watched basketball.
I stayed at home.
Last Saturday?
Last Saturday, this past Saturday?
This last Saturday, I was at work, and then I was at home.
Not much.
Can't remember.
Read a book and chores, laundry, nothing too special.
Last Saturday. That's a good one. Nothing important. Last Saturday, I watched a lot of basketball.
Wash the car? I don't know.
To tell you the truth, I'm a law student, so last Saturday I think I just studied almost the whole day and watched a movie at night. So
Let's see, last Saturday I worked.
Dear Elder Hawks, you are hereby called to serve as a missionary of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You are assigned to labor in the England, Manchester Wait! You should report to the Provo Missionary Training Center on Thursday, July 5th, 2012. You will prepare to preach the gospel in Mandarin Chinese language.
Yo soy un misionero de la Iglesia de Jesucristo de los Santos de los Últimos Días.
Ako ay missionary para sa iglesia, sa simbahan ni Jesucristo ng mga banal sa mga huling araw.
Soy un misionero de la Iglesia de Jesucristo de los Santos de los Últimos Días.
私は末日聖とイエス・キリスト教会の宣教師です。
Ich bin Missionar der Kirche Jesu Christi der Heiligen der letzten Tage.
私は末日聖とイエス・キリスト教会の宣教師です。
我是耶稣基督后期圣徒教会的传教士。
Sou missionário da Igreja de Jesus Cristo dos Santos dos Últimos Dias.
Soy un misionero de la Iglesia de Jesucristo de los Santos de los Últimos Días.
Jacksonville, Florida mission, actually. The best.
I served in Seattle, Washington.
I served in the Utah Provo mission. Ireland, Dublin mission.
The Idaho Boise mission.
The Philippines, Quezon City mission.
Mission Trujillo, Peru.
Seattle, Washington.
Japan, Sendai mission.
Germany, Frankfurt.
I was called to serve in South Africa, Johannesburg mission.
I was called to the Salt Lake City mission, Utah.
For Japan, Kobe mission.
The Australia, Sydney South mission.
I went to the Utah Ogden mission.
I was called to serve in the Portugal Lisbon mission.
Freetown, West Africa.
San Diego, California.
I was called to serve in the Arizona Phoenix mission.
I was called to serve in the Idaho Boise mission.
I was called to serve in the Uruguay Montevideo mission.
Brazil, Belo Horizonte.
Utah Salt Lake City West mission.
The California Long Beach mission.
I guess one of the moments that I really enjoyed was probably it was a family that we were teaching. There was about 6 or 7 kids between the ages of, some of them were a lot younger, but the ones we were really focusing on were anywhere from 10 to 21, some young adults, and their parents were like really anti-religion, anti-church. And I remember thinking, you know, they're just, you know, they all have their own things in life, and we probably shouldn't spend too much time there. You know, we had taught the first discussion, and we had left the Book of Mormon, and I really wasn't too keen on returning. I didn't feel like they were going to have the roots they were going to need to you know, be strong in the church just because of their families. And I remember I was a senior companion, but my junior companion, he was a Brazilian, and he was just, one day he was adamant that we go visit this family, and I remember visiting the family, and two of the kids had already, you know, read about half of the Book of Mormon, and a few of the other ones had read as well, and we began to teach them a little bit more, and almost, you know, each Saturday they made it to church, and each Saturday it was quite a trek. A few Sundays rather, we would walk with them to church. They were relatively poor, so they couldn't really take the bus system, so we'd walk with them. I guess one of the most fulfilling moments was receiving a letter, you know, when I came back that you know, one was serving a mission, and I mean, you just see the little seeds, and sometimes you don't even get to see the fruits of the labor. But a moment like that, where you drop off a Book of Mormon and you don't know what's going to happen. It's a young kid, maybe 10 or 11. You don't know the changes it's going to have effect on their lives, and which ones are going to make it. But I mean, just that one soul is worth it. And so that was one of the better stories I had, and one of the greater moments I had.
So I was called to serve as a trainer for Branch Missionary, and during training I took them out for the first day, and I decided to say a prayer for direction. We were just called to a new area, and I said, "Companion, will you say the prayer?" Didn't know where we were going to go, but during the prayer I knew where we were going to go, and I didn't tell him. This is his first time out in the field preparing himself for his mission. And after we opened our eyes, he said, "I think we should go this way." And I knew that's the place where we needed to go, because I knew the Spirit had told me and it told him. And when we went that way, we found a home. And in that home, there was only one person at that time. But in the end, there were 12. And we baptized all 12 of them. And it was an entire family. And I thought that was special how the Spirit worked between me and my companion and that family.